Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Hey. Hey, William. How are you, man? Good to see you. Yeah, good. How are you? Good, good. Welcome, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. It's beautiful to see you here. Before I came today, I was spending time lounging at the pool. That's a joke because of the cold. I did see everyone at HEB rushing around getting bread and milk. Just like back on the East Coast, I felt at home. So, before we begin tonight, something hanging over us a bit. We have a lot of hope, but yet we have trepidation with this new ceasefire. And we just hope, and as you noticed here, we have a beautiful custom. Our middle candle is for the hostages. And we wish that they're back with their families, but that they're also back to the greater population of the Jewish people, because even missing one is a huge hole in our lives. So tonight, we bring in Shabbat with joy, but we do remember, and again, it's with hope and trepidation that this will work out and that they will be back with their families in no time. So we're going to begin on page 10 with a song of welcome, Hine Ma Tov, which means how good it is and pleasant that brothers and sisters dwell together. And tonight it's perfect because it's so cold, or it's getting so cold, or we know it's going to be cold, that you all came anyway to bring in Shabbat with us. So, Hine Ma Tov, page 10.
Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Thank you. And before we continue, we do something that was very prevalent in temples in the 1800s into the turn of the century. We welcome the people online on Zoom. We do want to welcome you because we have a lot of congregants that watch on Zoom, and we have some congregants that unfortunately are not feeling well or maybe watching us there. So welcome. You're as part of our community tonight as our friends who are here with us in person. So welcome. We're going to begin, turn back to page 8, a beautiful prayer of gratitude. We'll read together, page 8. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services. But I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. And I'm honored to call up Beverly, who will be leading us in the blessings over our Shabbat candles. And while Beverly's coming on up, please turn to a neighbor and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. And then turn to the other side and wish your other neighbor. The paper, yeah. Here you go. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Help us to find knowledge by which we live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into the hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offering of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushonu b'mitzvosav v'tzivonu ahad lek ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who knows us commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Yeshua, thank you, Beverly. Thank you. We'll continue on page 20 as we welcome the Sabbath bride. And for the last stanza, we'll rise and face the front of our sanctuary to welcome the Sabbath bride. Lachado D, top of page 20.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila. Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof Shabbat techila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emune am segula, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Page 25 at the bottom of the page. Let's read together. Waking from his sleep, Jacob said, "Truly Adonai is in this place, and I did not know it." He was awestruck and said, "How awe-inspiring is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." Top of page 24, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchi Hamlachim HaKadosh,
27, middle of the page, we read together. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruits so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Friends, if you are able, please rise as the ark is opened on page 28 for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed.
You may be seated. Watch your step. Got it? Page 31. Let's read in the middle together as one. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv, Aravim. Top of page 32, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah umitzvot, Chukim umishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, uvkumeinu nasiach behukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
Page 33, please join me, top of the page. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me? Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And before we rise for the Shema on page 34, it's beautiful and comforting to know that Jews across the globe are also saying the Shema. So we rise, page 34, the words of our tradition, the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
You may be seated. The words of the Shema, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And as we turn to the V'ahavta on page 36, we've established that God is one, and now we learn how to love God. V'ahavta, top of the page. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzavecha hayom halevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha u'chumecha u'kshatam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem gedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet. Page 39. Top of the page, we'll read together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before even stood foot at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better world, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. And as we turn to the Michamocha on page 40, we are reading again in the Torah. Baby Moses is coming into the story in Shemot this week. So it's very apropos that we sing about the Exodus. We sing about freedom, and as we watch our middle candle, we hope, beyond hope, for the freedom of those that are held hostage. Michamocha, page 40.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u v'necha Ke'ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam ze'eli anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
just pictured you all marching to freedom. It was very powerful, very powerful. Top of page 43, we'll read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace or rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haperes suchat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Page 42, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ushmor tzeitenu, Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Page 44, middle of the page, the English will read together. Page 44. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It's a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. If we are able, we rise as the ark is opened. Page 46 for the Amidah. You got it. Page 46. Adonai sifata tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Top of page 48. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Gula Lifnei V'nechem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'etzrat Sarah. Top of page 50. Tagi bor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav le'Yoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechachel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umechaye Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Bal Gevurot, Umidom Helach, melech me'min u'mechaye u'matzmiach Yeshua v'neheman nata lechayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kdoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Shut the ark, please. That's it. Yasher koach. Anyone need? Oh, you good? Thank you. It's my pleasure, ma'am. You may be seated. Page 54, the very bottom of the page, we'll read the English together. Page 54. O God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth, in your gracious love. Adonai, our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel, who sanctifies your name, may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 55, top of the page, may these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy, our minds to truth. May all who struggle and rest on this day, may all who suffer find solace, may all hurt find healing on this day, may all who despair find purpose, all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 57, right below the Hebrew at the top of the page. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, shotcha levatcha v'yira na'avod. On page 61, middle of the page, prayer for peace. Grant abundant peace to Israel. Page 60, middle of the page. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever. For you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. And at the bottom, blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Friends, we'll take a few moments for silent prayer, and we'll reconvene on page 60 with Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. טסים לעולם, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, טסים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, טסים לעולם. טסים לעולם. טסים לעולם.
We transition from prayer for peace to prayers for healing. On page 253, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill, including Chelsea Tipton, Bishop Emeritus Curtis Guillory, Lawson Helms, Eleanor Crum, Don Berger, Joel Berger, Charmaine Berry, Mark Fertitta, Mike Mayfield, Rabbi Daniel Alter, Chad Tupper, Bailey Hayes, Adie Armstrong, Neil Early, Marilyn Manson Hayes, Rita Davis, Reese Ravencraft, Carla Blum, Steve Diamond, and any of our fellow Jews and non-Jews who are in healing from the fires in California, and also the hostages in Gaza. May they have a swift return. We're going to also go around the sanctuary. If you want to name someone who's in need of healing, please say his or her name now. In the back? Anybody in the middle? George Simon. We sing together the words Misha Berach, middle of page 253.
Misha Berach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Makor HaBracha Lavotenu, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion, for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say, Amen. great teacher once said, "The life force that surrounds us, a powerful ally it is, creates life it does, makes it grow. This energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not crude matter. Feel it around you, you must. Here between you, me, the tree, the rock, everywhere." These powerful words came from a great philosopher and leader, one who had lived quite a long time and seen many things. These words, however, were not spoken by one of our great rabbis, commentators, or Talmudic scholars, but rather by someone you wouldn't readily expect. I'll give you a hint. The life force that surrounds us, a powerful ally it is. This was a skill Cynthia did not know about. Oh. Yes, my friends, those were the words of Jedi Master Yoda. I saw some smiles at the beginning. I think we have some real fanatics. People knew. He's imparting his knowledge, wit, and wisdom on his apprentice, young Luke Skywalker, the Jedi in training. Yoda's message is clear. We make our own destiny, or our destiny we make. And the effort is what truly counts. Now, with another secular New Year among us, friends, why would I reference Star Wars and Yoda specifically during this time of reflection? Especially during the first few weeks of 2025, when there seems to be so much social and political turbulence in our society. Why science fiction? I always thought, even as a child, that there were striking similarities between the Force, an invisible yet present energy that flows through the Star Wars universe, and our Jewish traditions. We know that God is there for us, our crutch in good times and bad. God flows through us, but at the same time allows us to make our own decisions, both good and bad, giving us free will and a soul that is essentially a vessel we fill with our experiences from birth through adulthood. We sing the words, Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. God gives us the facility, and we mold it. I believe this is the very lesson Star Wars creator George Lucas was trying to impart when he created the character of Jedi Master Yoda. Yes, God is with us and within us, but we are the ones who can choose light or darkness, compassion or ambivalence, empathy or apathy, the Jedi tradition or the dark side. In this week's Parsha Shemot, which means names, we are introduced again to baby Moses. We know the story. The children of Israel are multiplying in Egypt. Threatened by their growing numbers, Pharaoh orders all newborn Hebrew boys to be killed in order to reduce the population of the Israelites. The Hebrew baby is saved when his mother placed him in a basket on the river while his sister stood and watched from afar. Pharaoh's daughter discovers the boy, raises him as her son, and names him Moses, in Hebrew literally meaning to pull out or move out of the water. A leader is born, but one we know that as he grows is conflicted, like Luke was. Throughout his journey and seemingly a bit uncomfortable with the tasks laid before him by God. This is a recurring theme throughout Moses' story and the Parsha to come. Luke Skywalker struggles to come to terms with the enormous responsibility thrust upon him. He only has to save the universe. It's also an interesting coincidence that the portion concerning Moses' birth this week, Shemot, falls right around our secular New Year, and the portion concerning Moses' death, Nitzavim, falls right around our Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. Looking very far ahead in Moses' story, folks, we learn that on the day of his death, he assembles the Jewish people together and creates the covenant between God and his chosen people. Moses makes it quite clear that God has given the people rules by which to live their lives by, and they must be guided that way. God has given them the tools, brought them out of bondage, and will guide them to the promised land. But as the chosen people and as part of their covenant, they we have to put in the effort moving forward. Moses does not threaten the people. He strongly reminds them that the Torah is available to all of them. They, you, must live by the commandments God set forth for them. Again, hearkening back to Jedi Master Yoda, reminding Luke to be mindful of the Force and that he alone is the master of his destiny. On the same token, by reminding the Israelites that the Torah is there and readily available for them, should they choose to live by its laws, Moses puts the onus on the people. Moses tells the people that God has given them the ability to make that choice between blessing and curse, good and evil, saying, choose the life that you may live. You and your descendants. God has given them the blueprint, but they and we, friends, must follow through in our everyday actions. And may I be so bold to suggest that our people have a natural kinship with the fictional Jedi Order. Because as Jews, we too know how hard upholding our end of a covenant can be. But at the same time, we also know how crucial it is to be true to these traditions and always be moving forward, always striving to be better human beings, better friends, better family members, especially during the renewal of our secular New Year. And in closing, as Yoda, and I like to think Moses, would have said to you, the chosen people, do or do not. There is no try. Words to live by indeed. And friends, may the Force or the Schwartz be with you in 2025. Shabbat Shalom. Cynthia's going to do her Master Yoda now. Sure.
Actually, I did know that Rabbi could do voices, because if you look in the YouTubes that are on your computer, your phone, you're going to find Rabbi as a ventriloquist. So I knew he could do voices. I just didn't know he could do one of my favorite characters, because I believe that he does represent what we believe in. And that's not to put any of the other, the cartoon characters that we grew up with. Superman, was created by a Jewish person. And later on, Spider-Man. And Rabbi, you can do either one of those. And the Hulk, well, they've all given us examples of how to live a holy life, been in cartoon form. So I can't do the voices. I don't have the costume changes, and I'm not going to turn green. So Shabbat Shalom, and thank you, Rabbi. Thank you also to the anniversary couple who they're celebrating their, I don't know which anniversary, 29th wedding anniversary, and also serving as our pulpit guest and opening and closing the ark. Beverly, I want to thank you for saying Hineni, here I am, and doing a beautiful prayer for all of us to enjoy. Your mother would be so proud. Gertie is in your heart, and she's in your actions as well. And when I would visit her in her apartment in, not Calder Woods, but I can't remember, in Collier Park, she would say, I used to be the person who was in charge of everything, and when I was involved in my communities. And so I think of your mom, especially when you do the candles, when you did the candles tonight. Angela and Dwight and Michael, thank you so very much. And with that, let's see what else there is. We have Torah study tomorrow, and Rabbi's going to continue with the theme that he started tonight. There's also Havdalah and that Brotherhood is participating in with the ABC committee, and I hope that you made a reservation so that they have set up properly for you. Also, services again next week, followed by Torah study and the 131st annual congregational dinner meeting, which is for congregants only. I want to speak to our congregants who are online, because I know that several of them are online. We miss you. Your seats are empty because everybody in this room seems to have their own personalized assigned seat, from the 7th row to the 7th seat, as we were talking about with Ms. Peters, and from the 5th, what is it, 4 and 4? Okay, didn't get the math right on that one, but everybody does feel more comfortable, and I know William's always over there, so I know where to look. It's really nice to have so many of you here, and I hope that you are ready for whatever nature brings. And I'm prayerful that when we bring them home, that we will be able to celebrate for them if they're not, and for their families, because I know that this has been so many days, over 400 days in coming. We've put posters out, we've put the chair out as the empty chair draped with the talit and the blue and white ribbon, the candle, the poster downstairs, jewelry around your neck, whatever it is. We've been praying for them to come home. And while we know that 33 are supposed to come home this weekend, we don't know what they've experienced, and we don't know how long it's going to take for them to be up to themselves again. But if they hope and pray, if we hope and pray enough for them, that they be protected by the shelter of God's grace and love, then I think that many prayers will help that feeling of healing to happen. So, Shabbat Shalom.
Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Goalo.
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. We turn to the Aleinu on page 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot hadama, shelo samchel chenu chahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu chorim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Yashakoach, thank you. Friends, we remain standing as our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. We observe the period of Shloshim, 30 days since the passing for Paul Kessler. We mark the yahrzeits of Jay Bruckner, Alice Dunner, Rose F. Goldstein Greenberg, Sadie Greenberg, Marianne Podrasky-Hay, Helen Liebling, Joseph R. Rogers, Ben Adler, Abe Bemmel, Marcus Levinson, Charles Weinbaum, John Whipke, Sam Side, Morris Goldstein, Carrie Levy-Mayer, Nolan Montandon, Jacob David Castle, Alvine Moss, Fanny Lipton, Benny Venner, David Falkowitz, Nathan Falkowitz, Lillian Klein, Coy Williams, Hilton Deuster III, Hilton Deuster Sr., Cyril G. Grandwall, Charles Samuel Hoffer, Maureen Cariel Pletman, Max William Vinnock, Max Feldman, Elise Grossman, Jack Hodes, and Saul J. Rogers. And we remember the Israelis, including members of the Israeli Defense Forces who have died since October 7, 2023, as well as the innocents of Gaza. And we especially think of people who are suffering, who have lost their lives during the horrible fires in California. We're also going to go around the sanctuary. If there's anyone you'd like to remember tonight, please say his or her name out loud. Anybody? We'll go way in the back now. Anybody back there? We join together on page 294 the treasured words of the Mourner's Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'me'ol maya Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yipar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudisha b'richu Leila min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran b'yalma v'imru amen Yesh lama rabba min shemaya chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and all of Israel, to which we say, amen. We're going to conclude on page 321 with the Don Olam. Before we do, I just want to Thank again Angela and Dwight for the beautiful music tonight. I know for all of us it was cathartic, healing, and just beautiful listening to you, so thank you. Page 321, Adon Olam. Let's sing together.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et naso v'chemzo kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kishlot hakol levado yimloch nora v'hu hayom v'hu hove v'hu yiyeh b'tifara v'hu echad ve'ein sheni להמשילו להחמירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו הפקיד רוחי בעת אישון ועירה ועם רוחי גוויעתי אדוני לי ולא אירא.
Thank you, everyone. Shabbat shalom, and we'll see you downstairs for our blessings.